What is going on, guys? It's your boy Big Dylan and welcome back to another Armsday Rolls and Recommendation video. This is July the 5th to the 11th. I think I'm correct in saying that. But anyway, without further ado, let's just get straight into it. As always, if you don't like any of the rolls this week, you can always save your package until next week when they'll bring another 3 separate rolls. So for the Hacky hand cannon, we've got Surrounded, Outlaw, Hand-Loaded, High Caliber Rounds and Reinforced Barrel. This is a similar archetype to the Eyes Luna. So we're looking for maybe some range on this. We've got crowd control, rangefinder, hand loaded, high caliber rounds and oiled frame. Definitely it would have been a hell of a lot better if it would have probably had rifled on there because it had rangefinder as well. So the last one we've got hot swap, outlaw, hand loaded, armor piercing rounds and reinforced barrel. For me personally, because hand cannons need range on them, I'm probably going to go with the middle one. Mainly crowd control is never bad, in PvE it's always decent. Even in Crucible, it might proc every once in a while. Rangefinder is really good, and obviously hand loaded for that extra bit of range on there is also nice. So for me, I'm definitely going to be picking that one up. And for the next weapon, we have another Hacky hand cannon. This is a super high impact hand cannon, similar to the Ill Will. So we've got surrounded, rangefinder, hand loaded, armor piercing rounds, and oiled frame. I'm not too keen on surrounded, so I'm looking for something a lot better than that. Next up, we've got crowd control, outlaw, hand loaded, armor piercing rounds, and reinforced barrel. That's actually pretty decent, but I prefer rifled other than reinforced. And for the last one, we've got danger close, zen moment, hand loaded, high caliber rounds, and reinforced barrel. Easy choice for me. I'm going to go for the one down the middle because it's got reinforced barrel, which gives it a butt ton of range. Outlaw's also nice in crowd control. We do lose stability, but it's got no stability on it really anyway, so it's not even really going to affect the weapon whatsoever. Next up, we've got the Caucasus Omland Scout Rifle. We've got life support, quick draw, hand-laid stock, surrounded, and army of one. Could be a hell of a lot better. Next up, we've got rescue mag, single point sling, rifle barrel, surrounded, and army of one. And for the last one, we have Icarus, lightweight, hand-laid stock, exhumed, and a grenadier. They're all pretty terrible, to be honest. I mean, you could save your package until the next week, because they are actually all pretty bad. I'm just going to go with the first one because, I'm probably just going to delete it anyway. Anyway, I'm going to jump over to my hunter and we'll do the last two weapons. So, jumping straight into the hunter's last two weapons, we have a Suros rocket launcher. Let's hope it's got a decent roll on. We've got soft launch on there for a little bit more velocity, heavy payload, flared magwell, tracking, javelin, and quick draw. Not too bad, mainly probably for Crucible, but I do prefer grenades and horseshoes for that increased blast radius. Hard launch, speed reload, heavy payload, cluster bombs, javelin, and snapshot. That'd actually be really good in PvE because of cluster bombs. So two pretty decent-ish rolls so far. Next up, we've got flared magwell, single point sling, tripod, javelin, and lightweight. Now, for me personally, I would say it's a pretty clear choice out of number 1 or 2. For me, I'm going to go for number 2 because I want to use it in PvE. I've already got a really good rocket launcher for Crucible, so Crucible's probably for the first one, and PvE for the second one. So choose whichever one you feel free. Next up, we've got a Hacky sniper rifle with surplus, feeding frenzy, perfect balance, quick draw, and appended magazine. The scopes, we've got a standard scope and a long distance scope. So meh, I prefer the short distance ones for me personally. We've got a standard sniper scope, long distance again. We've got private eye, guerrilla fighter, high caliber round, snapshot, and dependent magazine. These snipers are always usually really bad for perks. We've got a standard sniper scope again, a light low zoom scope for the first one, so that's pretty good. We've got surplus, feeding frenzy, high caliber rounds, snapshot, and braced frame. For me, I'm going to go with this one because it's the only one with a low zoom scope. I cannot stand a really, high zoom scopes because obviously I only really like to snipe a Crucible anyway. For the weapon packages this week, we've got a Suros ARI 41 auto rifle, a Hacky hand cannon, we've got a Suros PDX 41 pulse rifle, and a Suros PDX 45 pulse rifle, so both the PDXs this week, and a Suros JLB 47 rocket launcher. Now, if you can only pick up 3 packages this week, I would definitely recommend picking up the PDX 45, the PDX 41, and the last one is just pretty much up to you, but good recommendations would probably be the Suros auto rifle or the rocket launcher. For the test weapons this week, we've got a Crucible, a PvE, a PvE, a PvE, and a PvE. So 4 PvE test weapons, 1 for the Crucible. Anyway, hopefully this gives you an idea on what to get this week. Drop a like on the video if you enjoyed, subscribe for future Destiny and Destiny 2 content. Have a wonderful rest of your day, guys, and peace.